Connor, you've signed a deal to the end of the season. Are you pleased you're going to be staying at Fir Park at least until the end of May?
Yeah, I'm really pleased actually. I've always said that I wanted to stay for the full season and see it out, and thankfully today it's happened.
How much have you enjoyed the 5 months that you've had here so far?
It's been really good. We've had our ups and downs, and more downs unfortunately, but now we've got that momentum recently, and hopefully long may it continue really.
What do you think that this loan deal is bringing to you in terms of your career development?
I think getting a full season under my belt will benefit me, and hopefully by the end of the season I've got about 40 games in the SPL, and that will be really good for me.
How do you think you're developing within that game? Do you feel yourself improving as a goalkeeper as every game goes past?
Yeah, I think the more games you play, the more comfortable you are, and you learn a lot. I had an interview yesterday, and they asked me about the same thing, and I was just saying, working with Steve McManus and Keith Lasley and the likes of them, you do learn stuff, and I believe my communication is a lot better, and my positioning is a lot better as well. So, the more games you have, the better the more you learn really.
And obviously, playing competitive first team football as opposed to maybe youth football comes with its own pressures as well, and I suppose as a goalkeeper there's no more pressure on the pitch than that position.
No, I mean they always say that you're the last line of defence really as a goalkeeper, so you do have the most pressure, but at the end of the day you're playing for people's livelihoods now. You're playing for 3 points, you're playing to stay in the league. When you're playing reserve games and stuff, you lose a game, you're like, oh well, yeah. I've got another game and I can prove myself in that. But in these games you don't have that chance. You've got to play 100% and you've got to win, simple as.
You became quite popular with the supporters with your very vicious attitude, and you're very passionate, and you display things a lot after games. Is that the way you feel you have to play when you're a professional footballer? The commitment is sacrosanct?
Yeah, it is. It's simple as you're playing for the club. I am a Middlesbrough player, but I'm here to play for you, and at the end of the day, Motherwell's my club at the moment, and I'll treat it like that basically. And I am a passionate guy, and I do show it, and I think the fans have picked up on that, and they seem to like it. So
yeah, I heard a song getting sung for your name last night, which is quite interesting. But and also another reason why the fans like you is because you're turning in good performances and you're making good saves, and particularly last night, big saves at big times. You think that the team as a whole are now starting to get to the place where you think we should be? Yeah,
I've always said that we were a top 6 club, simple as, and when we were losing, I was still saying we're in a false position. We've had a new manager in, and he's kind of whipped us into shape, and we've really benefited from it. And like I said, we needed to get the momentum, and we've got it at the moment, and we just need to keep on pushing forward.
It's funny you mentioned Mark McGee. I was going to ask you about him. He was having some almost a jokey comment to the press last night that he had to whip you into shape because he felt that you could go all the way as a goalkeeper. You could go right to the very top. How are you enjoying working with Mark, and obviously Jim Holman as well?
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Mark, he's really put his trust in me, and I want to pay him back really. And with Jim, Jim's brilliant to work with every day. He helps you with everything. He talks to you. He manages you really, and he does coach you very well, and I think he's one of the best coaches I've worked with since I've played football.
And I suppose it would be remiss of us not to ask you in almost the eve of a Lanarkshire derby, how much that'll mean to you as a player, but also it was a disappointing one over at New Douglas Park earlier in the season. You were involved in that game. Is there any element to it that for the fans, even more so, that we kind of owe them one for that?
Yeah, I think we do. I mean, I didn't think we should have lost that game. Unfortunately, I think it was 1-0, and it was the header. But I think we're doing well at the moment, and we haven't lost here for a few games now, and we want to keep that going. And especially when it's a rivalry, it's always better. It's always good when it's a rival game, and it heats up quite quickly. So we've just got to treat it as a normal game really, and hopefully get the 3 points.
Connor, all the best for the next 6 months.
Thank you, mate.